Cathy Cress, and I am back with my YouTube channel, Geriatric Care 1, and we are doing playlist 24 on death and dying. And this is the second part. And what we're going to talk about today is the whole family approach in death and dying. Death can bring salt into a wound of existing family dynamics. Because there's all sorts of resolved things that every family has that are not settled by the time someone dies. And so there's this rush to settle it, and it's very unnerving to families, especially in dysfunctional families. And all things come up like abuse, like mom loved you best, which every family sort of goes through, and the fear of dying, because the adult child has their own fear of dying when the parent dies. And so it brings up all sorts of things. And so death can be an explosion of crisis where everyone is fraught, including the older person who really, is the focus and needs to make the best decisions for themselves. And so when the family is going like this, and they need to go like this to help the older person, that can be a real problem. So care managers are wonderful people to help solve these family issues so that the family can align with the older person, and dying can be a good end of life for them and for the family. They don't need to go on with all of this guilt about unresolved issues. And so facilitation is one thing that care managers are very, very good at, and avoiding family conflicts, or really resolving the family conflicts through facilitation. Facilitation and mediation are two different things. And so a care manager can facilitate doing this, but if you really have a locked family where a lot of the problems have to do with things that can't be resolved in highly dysfunctional families, or it really has to do with money and they're going to go to court, then you turn it over to a mediator. But what you need is for the client to have the good death that they want, and the family can have peace after the death. And so care managers' ability to facilitate trying to find out what the individual family members desire for this good death, and it usually has something to do with their own needs, and then resolving it with what the older person really wants in a good end of their life, and working them together so they can come together in this working team to make the good death possible. And care managers can facilitate just discussions. They can facilitate with individual family members and find out what they need to resolve, what isn't finished for them, and then facilitate meetings where everyone can come together and simplify the role of the family, because the role in the end is a good end of life. And so check out my website, cathycress.com. I am adding death and dying to my operations manual, so that will be available, and I'm doing a new webinar, and you can find out more about that. So see you next time.